friends, this is Jay Author and I welcome you on this presentation of bonds versus stocks returns for your portfolio. And I'm making this presentation on behalf of retirementtransformation.com. So follow this important financial strategy to bring miracles in your life. And this is part of our financial tip for retirement series presentation. So why focus on stocks? Well, an important distinction when weighing the rewards of stocks versus bonds is that stocks have an in quote, theoretically, an unlimited ability for appreciation. What does that mean? That means there is no upper limit on how much money you can make from a stock. Whereas, on the other hand, a bond buyer generally knows the upper limit because he or she knows how much he can expect from his investment, specifically if it's held up to the maturity stage. It's true that a bond can sell at a premium prior to maturity, but the potential for appreciation here is nowhere near as great as it is for stocks. I'm sure you do agree with that. So, both options have their risk as well as rewards, but with the stocks there may not be any ceiling, while there is also a bottom over there. So remember that when there is no ceiling but there is a bottom, which means you can earn as much as you want from a stock, but you may lose as much as the market drives. So stocks can drop in value and become worthless. With bonds, there is interest rate, inflation and credit risk. Credit risk is the risk. If you don't know about that, then let me explain you again. Credit risk is the risk that the bond issuer will be unable to make its payments on time or at all, effectively defaulting on the bonds. So you may lose money even on bonds, even though it is a relatively lesser risk. So here is a historical chart which shows the growth of $1 if you invest in stocks versus in bonds. So if it's done in 1959, and here is the growth which shows as on 2008. This growth chart is done by S&P 500 index. Based on these, you can see over there all the information where the information has been derived from. But fact of matter here is that if you invested $1 in 1959, you'll get $81 if you invested in stocks. If you invested in bonds, you will get $23. That shows you the difference between the stock versus bonds returns. But I'm not saying that you have to do all of that you should invest all the money in stocks, because here is a key differentiator. A mix of stable fixed income investments and stocks is a key ingredient to working toward meeting long-term financial goal. Why? Because bonds represent that it can reduce the variation against all those changes which happens in case of stocks. It can bring some stability, whereas stocks brings all those great returns if it's going up. But it also brings taking away that money from your pocket if that stock crashes for whatever reason. So always keep in mind that balance is the key word. So balance your asset allocation in your portfolio. Here are these 4 asset allocation portfolio models. If you want to watch my video on how to allocate assets to improve your portfolio returns, you should watch that. I'm not going to explain over here because I would encourage you to watch that video. But remember, there are 4 possible scenarios and there are n number of scenarios because you can play with these variations as many times as you want. But overall, aggressive, growth, balanced and conservative. These are the 4 possible portfolios, and everything else is up to you to vary. So use the bonds versus stock returns knowledge to decide your investment, but remember, it's all about balancing. It's all about how much risk you're willing to take. Don't overtake beyond your capacity. Decide how much risk you can take, and then accordingly decide what kind of portfolio you should have, what kind of percentage of bonds you should have in your portfolio, what kind of percentage of stocks you should have in your portfolio. So small changes in life at the right time can make big difference. And you can do this with this knowledge. But more importantly, this knowledge is also a key differentiator for those who do the retirement planning versus who don't do any kind of retirement planning, and then they suffer during their retirement. I'm sure you want pretty good retirement. Doesn't matter what age you are in as of now. It's all about starting now. It's all about starting at the early age so that you can have pretty good retirement when you hit the retirement age. You can do that with the comprehensive retirement planning, and you can do the comprehensive retirement planning with the help of the Wheel of Retirement life planning process. It's easy. You can do it. Anybody can do it, but you cannot do on your own. You need some tools. You need some work processes. You need the checklist. You need all of that so that you can follow the process and you can do it yourself. You don't need an advisor for doing that. But if you don't know how to do it, you can never do it easily. You may do it still, but it may not be the right plan, because your success depends upon the right plan, the right retirement plan. So the Wheel of Retirement, remember this, is the only tool for the comprehensive retirement planning process. So if you want to plan for your retirement logically and not emotionally with the help of the Wheel of the Retirement life planning process, then take the action. Because comprehensive retirement planning is the first step for a better retirement life. If you like this video and you want to know more about the retirement planning and many retirement planning free tips, go to retirementtransformation.com/blog and you'll get many free tips over there, many videos over there. So what are you waiting for? Take action now. With that, I want to say thank you very much for watching.